Hello everyone and welcome to my review of NWA 74. It happened over the weekend. It was Saturday and Sunday, and yeah, NWA 74. So, kicking it off, we're not going to talk about the pre-shows. They don't matter. All I will say about the pre-show, they had massive audio problems. The NWA, everyone. So night one started by EC3 defeating Mims by submission. Sucks for Mims. He's been out with a concussion since the match with Tyrus he had, which I believe was always ready. So he's been out since the last pay-per-view. This was his return, and he lost EC3, which sucks. After the match, EC3 called out Tom Latimer, and he's like, "I'm gonna deal with your demons and all that stuff." So there was that, which we followed that up on in night two. We then had a match I didn't give a damn about, which is the, oh my god, how do you say this? Beelzebub's Bedlam match. It was the Miserably Faithful versus the Ill Begotten. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I did not watch this. When this went on, I'm like, right, so on to YouTube. Yeah. But the Miserably Faithful won, apparently, according to this. I did see a gif, though, of something that happened during the match where Alex Taylor died, apparently. Like that. Well, he didn't obviously die, but he took a nasty bump. Chris Adonis and Odinson then went at it. The match was actually pretty good. I was really enjoying it. But then we got a freaking DQ because Odinson nailed Chris Adonis with, like, the mist thing that he has, because Odinson has like this silver mist thing, and he nailed Chris Adonis with it, and the ref's like, "Hey, that's a DQ." So Chris Adonis won by DQ, and then Odinson took him out after. Then we had Homicide. He retained the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship against Kerry Morton. The match was actually very fine. I was pleasantly surprised now that I'm like, okay, we're getting some good matches now. Yeah, but it was a really good match. It was short and sweet. What didn't overstay its welcome. I enjoyed it, especially when Homicide won. Matt Cardona's mystery opponent was next, and it was not what I thought it was. It was Rolando Freeman, and the joke is he's small. Get it? He's small. And they did the whole cocky guy gets taken advantage of thing, and Matt Cardona lost to him, which was very stupid and very dumb. Then Max the Impaler won the Burke Invitational Gauntlet match. This Burke Invitational Gauntlet match, let me just tell you who else was in it. Also had Kylan King, Angelina Love, Genocide, Taryn Terrell, and then Natalia Markova. And they went with Max the Impaler. Great. Yeah, Max the Impaler won and got a title shot the next night, on night two. Then Jack Stane defended the national championship, and in a shock, Crimson Anthony Mayweather returned. He attacked Jack Stane, and he laid him out for Sion, and Sion's like, "I don't want your help," and he started beating up Anthony Mayweather. But in the end, Sion freaking won the belt anyway, and he beat Jack Stane. I was shocked that they gave the belt to Sion. I'm not against it, but I was like, oh wow, okay. I didn't expect Jack Stane to lose already. Bully Ray defeated Mike Knox in a tables match. This was this match I was kind of at. Then we had, okay, this was supposed to be the Commonwealth Connection defending the tag titles against La Rebellion. However, apparently Harry Smith, they said he suffered an illness, so they have vacated the tag titles, and instead it would be La Rebellion versus Hawksari for the vacant tag straps. So Doug Williams was there, and he handed over his belt. However, Harry Smith, he's not there, so he couldn't hand over his belt, so they just had one tag belt. In the end, La Rebellion won. Makes sense, they were the previous champs, so if the current champs can't get it, then just give it back to the previous champs. So I'm fine with that. I'm not against that. So La Rebellion defeated Hawksari, and they are two-time NWA Tag Team Champions. And in the main event, Camille retained the NWA World Women's Championship against Taya Valkyrie. Really good match with these two. There was genuinely points where I'm like, oh my god, Taya Valkyrie's going to win. But she didn't. And that's the best thing you can. When it's like, you go into this match going like, I know Camille's going to win. There's no point. That when they can make you go like, oh my god, she's going to lose. You know, like, that's the best thing. Really good match. And that was a solid end to night 1. And then we had night 2, which started off with Colby, Carino, and Caprice Coleman going at it. 2 out of 3 falls match. Really good match. Great opener. I like both these two. They're both great. And in the end, Colby Carino won the 2 out of 3 falls. He cheated to get the last 2 falls. Well, he cheated to win the second fall. And then he won the 3rd fall, fair and square. Then we had, oh my god, the Battle Royal for the vacant and the new NWA United States Tag Team Championships. I've said before, I hate the idea of these United States tag titles, and then they brought them out, and the belts look god-awful. They look awful. Like, you spent 5 seconds making this on, like, 2K Belt Creator. They're just god-awful. Speaking of god-awful, the Fixers won and are the U.S. Tag Champs. Because out of all the teams that were in that Battle Royal, we're going to go with the Fixers. You know, right? Because you could have chosen Hawks RE, or you could have chosen the OGK, or Gold Rush. But no, the Fixers. They're who we want. We had Magic Jake Dumas versus Mercutio. I didn't watch this. I didn't care. I also didn't watch Davey Richards versus Thrill Billy Silas for the MLW National Openweight Championship. I'm a fan of MLW. I watch weekly when they're on, but they haven't been on for like a month. So, I don't know. And Davey Richards, again, he wasn't the champ when they went off. So they've spoiled that. Thanks, guys. Still waiting for Battle Riot, by the way. Then a match I did watch and was very intrigued in was Sion. 1 day after winning the title, must defend the National Heavyweight Championship against Anthony Mayweather. And, you know, during the match, Jack Stain was watching from, from the ramp. And shocker, Sion won. I thought for sure when this happened, like, okay, Sion's gonna be a transitional champ just to give it back to Anthony Mayweather. But no, Sion won. Again, I'm not against it, but I was shocked. The Kingsway Street Fight for the women's tag team titles was next, as Pretty Empowered defended against the Hex. This was really good. Now we're getting to some good stuff here. Yeah, this was really good, and shockingly, Pretty Empowered won. I thought the Hex were going to win, and that Pretty Empowered were going to implode. But no. No, they did not. Homicide defended the junior heavyweight title against Ricky Morton. I think Ricky Morton is over the weight limit in for the junior heavyweight title, but nonetheless, thankfully, Homicide pinned him, and we could all go home. Nick Aldis fought Flip Gordon. Again, real good match. And Nick Aldis made Flip Gordon tap out to the Cloverleaf, because Nick Aldis uses the Cloverleaf as a finish. Then we had Aaron Stevens and Rodney Mack face JR Kratos and Da Pope in a Missouri Tornado tag match. Nice fun Falls Count Anywhere brawl. They did a funny I did like the part where they went behind the Titantron. You could see their silhouettes fighting. That was good. And in the end, JR Kratos and Da Pope won. Then Tom Latimer and EC3 had their match. We're really looking forward to this. It was good up until Tom Latimer was about to win, and then a bunch of goons wearing Control Your Narrative hoodies showed up, and then the ref said no contest. I'm like, shouldn't that just be a DQ for Tom? EC3 was going to nail him in the head with a chair shot, and then he stopped right before and just went, "You've been warned." So I guess we're doing more stuff with these two. Camille, she retained her women's world title against Max the Impaler. Okay, the match was fine. It just wasn't anything, crazy. And then the main event, Trevor Murdoch retained his interim NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Tyrus. Would have loved if Tyrus won, but sadly, that was not the case. Something happened as well after the match. Tyler Murdoch was going to give praise to Tyrus. Then Tyrus flipped over the announce table and just walked away. And I don't know if that was a shoot or not. And that was it. That was NWA 74 in a nutshell. Overall, not as good as Always Ready. I think out of the 3 pay-per-views they've done this year, this was the weakest. I liked the Crockett Cup over this, and I liked Always Ready over this. So I'm going to give this like a set, both nights combined, a 7 out of 10. There was some good stuff, but there was a lot of just kind of shrug, you know? You know what I mean? And that's it. That's it. We're done. Look how quick these are now. That's it. We're done. The episode. It's done. There's no more. What are you still doing here?